Hi, I'm Morgan.
And I'm Stevie.
And welcome to the Unhinged Smut Bookclub podcast.
I love a slutty, pathetic man. I, generally speaking, dislike men, but I like to read about them laying pipe. I pushed a baby head out of my vagina. Like, I think I could probably handle it.
Allie Hazelwood she can write the shit out of some smut. I need him in a way that is concerning to feminism.
We discuss the most unhinged smut that the publishing world has to offer.
It's a book club, but for sluts.
Welcome to our first episode, but also our first annual yearly book review.
Recap? I like recap.
We're new to this and clearly crushing it.
We wanted to go through some of our most favorite books from the year of 2024 and talk about what we liked about them. Not all of them are unhinged because this is a book club, but for sluts. But it is a book club, and we are avid readers, and we kind of want to talk about all of the other things that we read outside of the unhinged smut world.
And so, starting off in January, we're looking back at 2024 for all of the books we read over the year, picking out our favorites. But once a month, you will hear us talking about every book that we've read the previous month.
Yeah, we'll do a monthly recap on the first Sunday of every month for the month that followed it. So in January, well, this is January's episode, so you'll be getting the whole of 2024. But in February, you'll be getting all the books we read in January.
And fair warning, I'm going to speak for the both of us. We rate books based on vibes, if we had a good time, and that's about it. I don't know if you could tell from the title of this podcast, but, we're not literary scholars here. So if that's what you're looking for, you have the wrong podcast. But I'm sure the right one is for you out there, but maybe stick along. You might learn you love something else. It's fine. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I would be happy to go first.
I know we have a few crossovers.
We do have a few crossovers. Do you want to start with those?
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, so one of my top reads for the year was Wisteria by Adeline Grace.
That whole series was amazing.
The whole series was incredible. Mm-hmm. And last year, at the end of 2023, one of my friends had said, what was one of the top book series you had read for the year? And the Belladonna series, which hadn't had Wisteria out yet, but the Belladonna series was definitely one of the books that I had recommended to her. I was like, you have to read these. It's not finished yet, but you have to read them.
They're so good.
They're so good.
The running joke in our friendship, which you'll very quickly learn, is Morgan cries at everything.
I cry at everything.
And I am a cold-hearted bitch and don't. And so if a book makes me cry, you know it's going to hit you in the feels.
What's your moon sign?
Capricorn.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
I'm a Scorpio moon.
Yeah,
checks out. Which also makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So Wisteria, for me, it was the final book in the Belladonna series, and it closes up the series, and I do not think that Adeline could have done it better.
Oh yeah, it wrapped it up beautifully.
Absolutely, in a bow. But Adeline's writing is incredibly immersive, and I love that. It feels like you are in this world.
I'm not a very, visual-minded person, but I could very explicitly picture what the, room she was in looked like in my head, and I usually can't do that.
How many times did this book make you cry?
Only the once. Only at the end.
Only at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I think I cried a couple times.
This is my surprised face.
Yeah.
This is audio format, but that was sarcasm.
Okay, so
this is one of those books, I will say, we just said we rate based on vibes. This series is one that is genuinely good writing, beautiful writing.
Yeah, I absolutely would agree with that. It is beautiful writing. This book has all of the tropes. Mm-hmm. It has forced proximity, fake marriage. Mm-hmm. It has loathing to lovers. They're not enemies.
Not enemies. They
genuinely just hate each other. They find each other completely insufferable. Mm-hmm. It has, I guess, amnesia. I don't know if you'd consider amnesia a trope, but I've read a few books this year.
Reincarnation. Was reincarnated, don't know you're reincarnated.
Yes, or you have
that might be a little spoilery.
A past? I don't think so. Yeah, there's, I read a couple books this year where it's people don't remember their past. Mm-hmm. It has magic. There's mystery involved in it. There's intrigue. It's not just Blythe figuring out what her past is, but also there's other mysteries happening in the book at the same time that they all kind of connect. Yeah.
It's just a good book.
It was just a great book.
That one, we talked a hot minute about that one, but I think we both very passionately feel very strongly about that one. What was our other crossover?
Bride.
Really switching gears. Really switching gears. This is on our TBR for this podcast, so probably won't go too in-depth. Though it's like barely unhinged, but, you know, it was my first foray into the Omegaverse.
Was it really?
It was. It was.
You weren't reading Twilight Omegaverse fanfiction?
No, I wasn't. I found fanfiction as an adult.
Oh!
Yeah, which is something.
I would steal my mom's iPad Touch because it had Safari on it, and I would open up. It wasn't LiveJournal. I don't know. It was some type of like Twilight dedicated fanfiction website.
Specifically Twilight.
That's amazing. It was specifically Twilight.
Were you Team Edward or Team Jacob? That's important.
I wanted to be Team Jacob so bad, but I knew that Team Edward was just...
See, I was Team Edward for Bella because I had Taylor Lautner as like the background on my desktop in my bedroom. Team Jacob was mine. And I was like, no, you have Edward.
I have pictures somewhere. They're on Facebook, but I went to the Breaking Dawn Barnes & Noble. It wasn't Barnes & Noble. Borders. When Borders was still around. Go lay down, sir. Sorry.
That's good boy Dixon.
That's my old man. He's the best boy, but also he's very noisy.
Very clickety-clackety.
He likes to make that noise where he shakes his collar right outside of my daughter's bedroom when she's sleeping and wake her up.
Naturally.
So, but I have pictures, and I made a shirt, like, with puffy paint, and it has, like, the Swiss flag on it, and it says, it's the quote about, like, Team Switzerland. I refuse to choose sides between, like, mythological creatures or some nonsense like that.
So anyway, Bride. And if you find those pictures, we will post them to the Instagram.
They're on my Facebook. I will pull them right up.
Put those right there. Just for you. Yeah, Bride, I think is... Am I going to say this out loud?
Say it out loud.
This is...
the Unhinged Smut Bookclub podcast.
This is kind of where Morgan and I are like, oh, we are kindred spirits. Because I was talking to her about it. I was like, yeah, I was thinking about, you know, like the knot situation. And I was just like, I've given birth. I've pushed a baby head out of my vagina. Like, I think I could probably handle it. Like, it might be uncomfortable, but, like, I'm obviously capable. And yeah, and that conversation where Morgan did not give me a weird look, but laughed and was like, valid.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's our love story.
I think that's probably one of my... That's not our love story.
That's true.
That's in our love
We'll
story.
tell that another day.
But...
maybe one day when we have a Patreon, I'll talk about how I'm in love with Morgan and always have been, and I will one day run away with her. Anyways.
Okay, so Bride is very lightly Omegaverse.
Yeah.
It has shifters, it has werewolves, it has people, it has vampires, and they are all in these different factions.
They're kind of like political.
There's a lot of politics in it.
I read this a long time ago, so I'm having a hard time remembering.
Did you ever read... Have you ever read any of Ali Hazelwood's other books?
No.
I read a couple of her other books, and she does nerdy romance of, like, people who are in STEM, and that's kind of, like, her niche. She's, like, 5 books on, like, nerdy niche.
Oh, I know. As a person in STEM, am familiar. I just haven't read them yet.
They're good. But Bride is absolutely not that at all. There's a lot of politics in it. I think the thing I loved most about it was the tropes, but in the way that, like, the female main character didn't pick up on them. So there's Misery. That is her name. Misery Lark. And there's Lo. And Misery is the daughter of the head of the vampires. And Misery has been used as a political pawn for her entire life as, like, collateral, basically to stop the different worlds from going to war with each other. And Lo is the alpha of a pack. A werewolf pack. And Misery's father sparks this deal with Lo to marry Misery and Lo together. And vampires and werewolves hate each other.
Yeah. So it's political marriage. I won't say... Well, forced marriage for her.
Yeah.
And fated mates.
Yes.
And I think you could call this one enemies to lovers.
Yes.
Their people are enemies.
Yes.
And they did not like each other at first.
They did not like each other at first, and I loved the fated mates, but also the he falls first.
Oh, I love a he falls
because
first.
of the fated mate. I really enjoyed Bride. I loved the tension.
So
I'm not a third act breakup person. This does have a third act breakup, and I rolled my eyes and scoffed at it the entire time, but I didn't hate it because I knew from the epaulets, I knew from the way that it was reading and the ADHD pattern recognition that, like, I knew they were meant to be together, and I knew he was so fucking full of shit, but he pissed me off.
I don't mind a third act breakup if it's believable. Because, like, sometimes it feels like they're like, how can I make them argue enough to have a third act breakup? And if it, like, feels like it fits in the plot and isn't something that they tried to, like, shove into the storyline, I don't mind it.
Fair enough.
And this was one of those.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened, but I remember.
Well, I don't want to spoil it.
Also that.
But we can talk about it if you want to remember what happened.
That's okay.
But Lo basically facilitates it and breaks Misery's heart. And then when things come back around, I think Misery does give him shit for it. And she's like, I'm wonderful.
As is her right.
You're a fucking dick. And he's like, yep, you're totally correct. Like, so it's a nice one. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a very fun read.
And if you're in it for a good time, it's a good one.
If you're in it for a good time, it's a really good one. The smut is...
Oh, yeah, fire.
Other level.
Great.
Allie Hazelwood she can write the shit out of some smut.
Banter. I just remembered being, like, so obsessed with the banter. Anyways, okay, our next crossover was the
Rebel Blue Ranch series.
I had the series as a whole, and I think you picked one book specifically.
I Done and Dusted, I think, which was the first one, is really what did it for me. That's what got me into cowboy romance era.
Yeah.
And I also
read
love the pet name
one.
Sugar.
Cute. I read the second one first. Anyways, great series. It all takes place in one universe, but you can read them individually.
Yeah, they're interconnected series.
Yeah.
And so if you read them in order 1, 2, 3, you will see the couples fall in love and kind of set up for the next book for the next couple. But you can read them as a standalone. You're not really spoiling anything because you know it's a happy ending.
Yeah, they're going to fall in love.
Yeah.
I really like these books because they're great to read when you're feeling a little depressy because they are very low stakes. Like, at some point, all of them have, like, some kind of conflict.
Yeah.
But, like, you at no point question that they're going to end up together. You at no point are, like, angry at any of the characters. But it's not in a way that is boring. Like, it's done in a way that is still entertaining, which I think is really hard to do. So, gotta give Lila Sage her flowers for that one.
Absolutely. I think the characters are also really relatable in some of the things that they go through. And I like that they also have their own individual interests as well, too, right? Like,
it's very much men written by women.
Yeah.
Like, very much. Some people, it's almost to the point where it's like, oh, that can't be a man. Like, no man thinks like that. But I prefer that because I, generally speaking, dislike men. But, generally speaking. But I like to read about them laying pipe. So sue me. They all have their purposes.
The book I want as, like, a closed-door romance, though, is...
We've talked about this because I want it to be open-door romance. Their father's, like, 75. He's a widow, and I want him to fall in love.
Open door?
I do. I mean, maybe not, like, as explicit as the other books, but I want there to be, like...
Okay.
I want it.
That's fine. We don't kink shame in this house.
This is the Unhinged Smut Bookclub podcast.
I know. We don't kink shame.
We've read about sentient marshmallows,
Yeah.
Morgan. We can read about old people.
We listen and we don't judge.
Correct. Thank you. I think that's the only ones that overlap. Do you want to do one of your other top 5?
Yes.
Take it away.
Okay, do we want to stay? We'll stay in the fun part of it. I'll bring it down at the end. It's fine. Funny story by Emily Henry. Truly, if you like banter, Stevie has not read anything. I'm looking directly at the microphone right now because I need you guys to know this. Stevie has not read anything by Emily Henry because she's not like a cartoon cover book kind of person.
I will randomly get like a hair at my ass and I will pick one up. And I usually love them, but I never gravitate towards them.
But you've read Lily Gold books, and Lily Gold books.
Have I read Lily Gold?
Faking with Benefits.
Absolutely. Yeah, okay, well that's a reverse harem. That's different.
Listen, no. I'm an Emily Henry banter enthusiast. She's an auto-buy author for me at this point. I started with Happy Place, which was my least favorite out of the 5 books that she's put out. It's most people's favorite, but not for me. The big trope is miscommunication, and I don't.
That frustrates people. Yeah. I've had Book Lovers by her on my TBR forever.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
I will report back.
Okay, but anyway, Funny Story by Emily Henry was definitely one of my top reads for the year. I am a banter person through and through. She writes spice very well. It's not super duper spicy in the way that like an Allie Hazelwood book would be, or I would say it's probably on par.
It's a book with spice, not a spicy book.
Yes. I think her banter is written so well. There is the Emily Henry universe where you see character crossovers. It is so fun. But Funny Story was really great because it is the female main character and the male main character both get left by their prospective partners, and their respective partners were childhood best friends, and they left the two main characters for each other. And so they move in together because they really don't have anywhere else to go. And Daphne, the main character, is not from that town, and she's not from that area. She's a children's librarian. She's only really there now because of the library. And she wants to get out. And then Peter's her ex-fiance, Miles. Miles, the guy she moves in with, is like, let me show you around this town, Waiting Bay. Let me show you what's special about it.
They fall in love.
They fall in love.
Love it when that happens in my romance book.
It's so cute. It's really cute. It's so fucking funny. I rarely laugh out loud when I'm reading or listening to a book. I have laughed out loud with every single Emily Henry book. Emily Henry, Funny Story, was one of my top reads of the year.
Shifting gears to mystery, slightly ghosty, which is my second go-to genre, romantasy, fantasy romance. That is my number one vibe. When I need a palate cleanser, I go to mystery / ghosty. And one of my I haven't read everything by her, but I know I don't know what to read. I want something of this genre. I go to Simone St. James, because I have never disliked a book by her. So one of my top reads this year was The Sundown Motel, where it's basically about a girl who moves to the very small town in New York that her aunt disappeared from 30 years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was never solved. They have no idea what happened.
It's a cold case.
Yeah, and she gets a job at the motel that her aunt was working at, and from there she discovers nefarious things are going on in the town, and there's ghosts at the motel that kind of help guide her into solving everything, and then a twist at the end. I love Simone St. James, and there's another book by her, The Broken Girls. I loved. That's a special shout out. That is not one I read this year, but it was fire. So she's one of my favorite.
Okay, anyway, my turn?
Your turn.
Okay. I guess if we're going to go in a weird direction, I won't take it all the way down. Or I'm going to take it all the way down.
Take it all the way down.
This is my top book of 2024.
Ooh.
It is, spoiler warning, I cried. But
surprise.
Listen. It is As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow.
Oh, I remember
by
your breakdown from this one.
Oh my god. Zulfa Kato. I might be saying her last name incorrectly, and I'm so sorry if I am, Zulfa. You likely will not hear this, as it is the Unhinged Smut Bookclub podcast, but who knows. But As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow is a historical fiction that is written about the Civil War in Syria. It is about this young girl named Salama who is living in Homs, a town in Syria that is rebel-controlled, and they're one of the last, rebel holdout cities. She was studying in pharmacology and suddenly is one of the only people left in the town with any type of medical notice, and she works at a hospital. She's performing surgery. She's just trying to save lives, and she winds up meeting this boy, and they get on really well, and they find out that they're connected in different ways, which is really fun. So it has a nice wholesomeness to it, but at the same time it is about Syria in the middle of a civil war, and very timely. Goosebumps. I read this in April, and the writing, Stevie, I cannot. It was so earnest, and it was so sweet and so endearing and so wonderful and wholesome, but at the same time completely will rip you to shreds.
This is one you've recommended to me, and I'm I should read it. I know it's good. I trust it's good, but I know it will fuck me up emotionally.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if I'm ready for that.
It absolutely, but it ends in a way to where you feel okay when you close the book.
That's good.
It's not, I don't want to call it a happy ending because the shit that happens is not happy, but it ends in a way where you feel at peace and you feel okay. You feel comfortable.
There's a good resolution.
Yeah, and you feel okay leaving these characters where they are because I think you, like me, get very attached to characters.
Yeah,
just
tiny bit.
a skosh. So it's right there on my bookshelf.
One day.
Whenever you want to read
it.
And the audiobook narrator is the same woman who read the Jasad Air. She's seemingly any book that comes that is written by a Middle Eastern author. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there is another book.
There's only like 2 or 3.
Yeah, there's a couple where I've had of her, audiobook narrator.
And she does a really good job because Salama's like 19.
She's really talented.
So she does a really good job of making her voice a little bit younger to really make it believable. But I liked it because you got accurate pronunciations for some of the towns and the places. Yeah, I think it would have been a true disservice to have anybody but a Middle Eastern woman narrate that audiobook. So everything about this book delivered for me. I absolutely will recommend this book to everybody until the day that I die. It is definitely not unhinged smut.
Yeah, but it's
not
a god tier.
It is a god tier book for me.
Yeah.
I think about this book regularly. Okay, your turn.
My turn. This one, speaking of diverse books, I hate to be this bitch, but algorithmically, as white people, as people in general, in our society, sometimes you have to go out of your way to get more diverse things recommended to you.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Every now and then I try and do that, but the algorithm worked in my favor because there's a podcast that I love called Spirits, where they talk about folklore and mythology and ghost stories, and they have really wonderful guests on their show a lot, and they had this author who is
Isabella Cañas.
Yes. They have her on to talk about her book called The Vampires of El Norte. It takes place in, not Gold Rush, 1840s Mexico.
That is Gold Rush.
Okay, well then Gold Rush. Boom.
Yeah.
Wow, she's a historian.
I'm from Nevada initially, which is literally the state motto is Battle Born because there was enough silver from the Gold Rush to be able to fund the Union. There you go.
Fun fact. So Gold Rush era Mexico, northern Mexico at the time, which eventually becomes Southwest America.
Like Texas
and
New Mexico.
As white people are moving in, and you know that line from Pocahontas that's these white men are dangerous.
White men are dangerous.
That is the plot of this book. But there's a twist where there's these vampire creatures, and they're really unique. I don't even know how to describe them, but they're kind of being used as a weapon of mass destruction against the local Hispanic population to kind of push them out. And so the
white people are using the vampires.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh.
The main character is a girl who has learned a lot of medicinal practices from her grandmother. Her whole family lives on a ranch. Her father's a ranchero. And no, he's a patron. Her father is a big landowner, has money in this very stratified social system. And she has a childhood best friend who worked on his ranch, and which was kind of deemed as beneath her as the daughter of a patron. Her best friend leaves because he thinks that she dies at one point. But from her perspective, he just disappeared one day. But then he shows back up and realizes she's not dead. He shits his pants, and she's go fuck yourself, and slams the door in his face. But then they realize about the monster thing, and they're kind of the only ones who understand what's going on. And her studying medicine has kind of figured out how to help people who've been attacked. And so they go on this journey together to fight off the white people and make sure that people in their community aren't being wiped out. That was a really making a short description long, but the yearning. That is my review on Goodreads. Those are the only 2 words. The yearning. Oh my god. The pining. They're obsessed with each other, but he's uncomfortable with how to approach her, and she's angry still, but still loves it. Oh my god. It was so good, and I ate it up. So, Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. All right, what's your next one?
The Heartless Hunter by Kristen Sigarelli. I loved this book. I inhaled this book. It is about a girl named Rune who is a witch, but witches are being purged from this world, and she decides to be a vapid young socialite by day, and by night, she is the Crimson Moth, who is a vigilante who is rescuing witches from being purged, basically. So we love that. We love feminine rage. We love women who can get shit done. But where the tropes come in is there is a man named Gideon Sharp, and he is someone who works for the government. He's like the leader of the brigade, basically, of the witch purgers. Gideon strongly suspects that Rune is the Crimson Moth, but he has no way to prove it. So he decides he's going to get closer to her and try to, like, flirt with her and date her.
Honey trap.
Yes. And then Rune decides, you gotta keep your friends close, your enemies closer. Right? And so they both know they're playing cat and mouse the entire time, but at the same time, it's an enemies to lovers book, right?
Love it. Yeah.
It's an enemies to lovers book. But by the end, they wind up enemies again, which is there's betrayal, there's backstabbing, there is...
Spoiler alert.
Was anything between us real? Betrayal and backstabbing from so many people, and it leaves it on a cliffhanger. So I am so excited for the next book to come out. It comes out in February.
Ooh, very soon.
Yes.
My next one,
Yes.
we're going to throw in a wild card.
Oh.
Because your girl discovered Hermione fanfiction this year. Listen, I read Manacled a year or two ago.
I was just going to say, haven't you already read Manacled?
Not even fanfiction. That's art. That's something else.
Fair enough.
And I was like, give me the fun stuff. And so I read Bloody, Slutty, and Pathetic by What Murder on, I think, AO3. Oh my god.
Bloody, slutty, and pathetic?
Bloody, Slutty, and Pathetic.
I love that.
All of which apply to Draco and not Hermione, which is why I love a slutty, pathetic man. I love it. It's a hot fic. Sometimes smut and fanfiction takes a weird turn where I'm like, oh, this was written by a teenager. You know what I mean? And that kind of takes you out of it. Or I'm like, is this even ethical? But, you know, this was not that. This was great.
I just almost did a spit take.
So the plot of this is Hermione is kind of forced to wed Draco Malfoy as part of this, like, reconciliation act where they force people on two sides of the war who aren't dead or in prison to get married in order to, like, force harmony in the wizarding community.
Okay.
And so Hermione's kind of used as this, what's the word for it? Like the face of this program of
like the figurehead?
Yeah, figurehead of, like, no one's above this. Like, we even made Hermione Granger marry someone she didn't want to marry, you know? And she's fucking pissed. She's pissed.
I would be.
So it's very obviously enemies to lovers, but very much he falls first. And oh my god, it's so hot. There's, like, one scene where they're in his office, and I, like, think about it from time to time. It's so great.
You just purred.
I did just purr. It had to be done.
I love.
Anyways, I think I'm gonna do Harry Draco. I'm gonna get gay, I think.
Oh, I love that.
In the near future.
I'm happy for that for
but
you.
I do have, like, 7 Hermione fics in my Kindle as we speak, so that might be a minute. That might be next year's wrap-up.
Okay, let's go back to Cowboy Town.
My favorite place to be.
Yes, I love Cowboy Town. We're going to go to Chestnut Springs in Canada, which is part of the LC Silver universe, but specifically Reckless. I read all 5 of the Chestnut Springs books, and Reckless is my favorite. It's the 4th one, because Theo Silva, he's got a mouth on him. He has got, this is Unhinged Smut Bookclub material. That man, I think I can show you my Goodreads review, which literally just says Theo Silva, this hand emoji. What is this? Like the chef's kiss.
Hand,
yeah, the chef's hand. There's like 5 of them. And I said, I need him in a way that is concerning to feminism.
Period.
Theo finds out that he accidentally fathered a child from a one-night stand. The woman never told him. Well, she tried to. But he's a famous bull rider.
Obviously.
Yes, that's why it was like a one-night stand. But it is like at the end of the 3rd book, they are bickering, which goes into the 4th book, makes it even better. So like they bicker. And he has this one-night stand and comes back into town like a year and a half later. And this woman that he had a one-night stand with suddenly has a baby. And he's like...
doing the math in his head.
Yes. And as soon as he finds out, that man folds like a lawn chair. And he is there. And it's everything.
That's
but
good.
the banter, the bickering, they bicker so much. Theo Silva.
Love it.
I need him in a way that is concerning to feminism.
Period. I'm going to switch gears.
Do it.
And take us to, this might be YA.
Okay.
And totally different vibe, but the Divine Rivals series.
Oh.
Talk about books that are just beautiful.
Yes.
They're just beautiful. It's like a weird, like, Magic World War II type of situation. Like, the era is generally World War II vibes.
Yes.
But the war isn't symbolic of that. There's, like, gods involved.
It's between gods.
Yeah, I read this a while ago, so I don't remember, like, the exact details. But it is a rivals to lovers.
I would say, honestly, loosely Hermione fanfiction.
Yeah.
Loosely.
Valid. Maybe that's... There's a theme here. Where they are both... What's the word?
Journalists.
Journalists. Thank you. We both did the typewriter fingers trying to think about the word for that. I was like, write articles. Wow, I have a master's degree. I just want to make that clear. In science.
Not in communication.
Fair. Anyway, so they're, I forgot the word again. Journalist, Jesus Christ. Journalists on the war front, documenting the war.
Yeah, and they're connected through these magical typewriters.
Yes! That's what I forgot.
Yes.
Oh my, see, I read this a while ago.
That's really what makes it so fun.
Yeah.
Is so,
but
Iris
she doesn't
Winnow,
know.
Yes, so Iris Winnow is the female main character, and her brother goes off to war, and she's been typing up letters on this typewriter to her brother that her grandmother had given her. And there was no, like, special information about it. Just, this was her grandmother's typewriter. And she's storing these letters in her wardrobe, and... Suddenly she starts to get letters back.
That just, like, shoot through her wardrobe door.
Yes. I'm imagining, like, there's a little glow and they, like...
Yeah, like Narnia style.
Yes. Yes. And so she doesn't know who these are coming back from because he signs them with, like, R or...
Yeah, like an initial. It's very... nondescript. But
very nondescript. He knows that it's her because of the writing style and also some of the details. Personal information that she's let go about her brother.
Yeah. But the love story is really cute. It's really beautifully written.
It's super earnest.
A really unique world building. Like, it's just, I've never read something like it. Or that I could compare it to.
Yeah. I think that Rebecca Ross, who's the author, does a really good job of pulling from the lore that is fantasy novels already for things and implementing them. Like, she's not trying to reinvent the wheel. So, like, she talks about ley lines and, like, the additional power sources that come from them and, like, how to get through worlds with ley lines.
But her spin on it is, like...
is super fun. It's super, super fun. And just, like, the gods going to war and, like, resurrecting gods. And they were really interesting, really beautiful books. Yeah. I don't think I cried.
Wow, I'm so proud of you.
Shut up. During these books. But it was very much like a...
Yeah, it was, like, precious.
It was.
Like,
precious is the word.
You feel like you're reading, like, your grandma's story of, like, this is how I fell in love with your grandfather. Heartwarming.
Yes.
And there's sometimes where it's high stakes, but you know it's going to be a happy ending. It's a vibe. It's great.
That's, I think, what I like about reading so much is I know what I'm getting into.
Yeah, sometimes I like the predictability. More often than not, I like a little bit of a predictability. Yeah. Anyways, do you have another one?
Of course I have another one. Still in the realm of fiction, but historical fiction, but also not historical. Morgan is my name, which is Morgan is my name.
It is your name.
But Morgan is my name.
Look at that.
It is a retelling of Arthurian legend of Morgan Le Fay in that, because in Arthurian legend, Morgan Le Fay is a witch and she's evil and she's just here to fuck shit up. But in Morgan is my name, it is... They quote it as an atmospheric feminist retelling of the early life of the famed villainess Morgan Le Fay. What I loved so much about Morgan is my name is that Morgan goes through shit. And
it's like her villain origin story.
Yes. You start to see that Morgan wasn't really the villain, but maybe she was just a woman who had been done wrong too many fucking times. Every time you call me crazy, I get more crazy.
What about that?
What about that? It's meant to be a three-part series. The second book came out in July. I have not read it yet, but it is. I found it after we went to Cornwall and we explored the Arthurian castle Tintagel, and it was in the gift shop there. And I was like, Morgan is my name, and
have to have it. There you go.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that book. And Morgan is my name. If you like historical fiction, if you like feminine rage.
My next one is, hear me out, because it's by Jennifer L. Armentrout, and people feel strongly about her. It's not from Blood and Ash.
I've read nothing by her, so.
But it is basically the same plot with different names and a slightly different, magic world system, as she likes to do. But I saw one review about this book. It's called Fall of Ruin and Wrath, where the review just said, oh, is this JLA with editors? Because this was great. It is...
That's a fucking read.
I liked From Blood and Ash, maybe the first 2 books, and then it got weird. She went off the rails a little bit. And then the prequel series came out, which was, again, same plot, same world, basically different names. But I liked the prequel series because it kind of went back to the way she was writing the earlier books. And then she's starting to lose the plot on that one too. Lord. So if you're getting frustrated with that series, give this one a try, because I felt it was very well written. It is the same woman who is hardly ever touched for some reason, who has a mentor who taught her how to fight, who ends up with someone who's supposed to be a bad guy. I read this a long time ago, but I know the plot from Blood and Ash, and I know it's the same, so that's what I'm describing to you. Ends up with a bad guy, enemies to lovers, forced proximity thing, I'm pretty sure. And, surprise, I have powers?
Surprise,
I have powers. One of my favorite tropes.
Oh, I do love that trope.
I eat it up every time.
I do too. The Spark of the Everflame series by Penn Cole, which, if you like dragons, if you like magic, if you like loathing to lovers, it's got it all, girl. And it's got a wild magic system where the magic chooses the ruler of the realm. Ooh. Which is so fun. And the main character, her whole life is the people who have magic physically look differently than humans do. Oh. And she looks somewhere between a human and I think they are fae. So she looks somewhere physically, and they go through a change. Everybody looks the same up until about a certain age, and then they go through a change. You can only look a certain way if you have the blood. So it's biologically, but the magic chooses the ruler of the realm, and it is wild magic. And there's hybrid wyvern griffins, so they're called gryverns, and they're attached to the ruler of the realm. But man, Luther Corbois, the main male character, that man would crawl over hot coals for his woman, and you can tell he would do that from the beginning. Yeah. He will lay it all down. He does lay it all down for her many times. So loved that book series. And then I don't see this one getting enough attention, but it is the Bewitched duet. So far it's a duet. I think there's one more book to come out, but it's Bewitched, Bespelled, and this has all the tropes. If you want enemies, if you want a walking red flag
yes,
of a main male character, a main male love interest, woo! This is the books we were talking about of people who've lost their memories and can't remember who they are. Yeah. This is a series for that. The female main character, she's a witch, and she's been trying to get into this witchy college it's a coven, but it's also a college. So she's been trying to get in. But part of her magic is that when she uses her magic, because there's a cost with magic, her magic eats her memories, but she doesn't know which memories, and she doesn't know how many memories it eats. So to get into the college, she has to have this magical adventure where she learns something about her magic, and she has to find her familiar. And so she gets drunk one night and books a trip down to the Amazon, and is going to go on this trip, and maybe she'll find a monkey or something familiar. It turns out fucking leopard. Incredible. And she accidentally wakes an ancient god.
Oops.
Happens
to me all the time.
He is convinced, though, that she is his wife. He was put in the tomb 3,000 years ago. All hell. And so he wants to exact his revenge on her. But also at the same time, loves her, and you're my wife, and we will be together once I make you pay for what you've done. Because she has effectively, according to him, erased him from history. And he will kill anybody. He doesn't give a shit. It's so fun, and it is spicy. He winds up sending her dreams of them getting it on. Ooh. And she wakes up right before she would climax, and she's hot and flustered, and then when she finds out, she goes for his throat, basically. But it's 4 or 5 dreams. It is a spicy book. They are fun. They are super fun. There's only 2 books. The third one comes out in 2025, but they are super duper fun, and I don't see enough people talking about Bewitched and Bespelled.
My last 2 very different vibes. I want to shout out a book called The House on Watch Hill by Karen Marie Monning. This book, I don't even know. I think on Libby, I was just what's available right now? I was looking for a book.
Okay.
And I found this one, and it is about a woman who inherits a stupid money
Love
from
that.
like an aunt that she didn't know existed.
Listen, that is fantasy.
It is fantasy. It is my fantasy.
It is my fantasy.
One
too.
day, hello universe, are you listening? And she's lived like a very impoverished life with her mother where they up and move all the time. And she's always assumed, oh, my dad must be like a bad person. We're like hiding from him and like that's why we move all the time. Mm-hmm. And her mom just like never corrected her. Her mom gets cancer and passes, and like in the same day, she finds out that she inherits this money and a huge estate in Louisiana.
A Gothic mansion.
A Gothic mansion.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very fancy. And they're like, yeah, the only caveat is like you have to commit to living here for 3 years. And she's like, say less.
Yeah.
And so she moves in, gets settled again. What? I have powers? Who knew? I have a type when it comes to books.
That's fine.
And that's it. But I really liked it. And it left on like a semi-cliffhanger. Not a cliffhanger where you're like, oh my god, why isn't the second book out? But you are like, oh, I can't wait for the second book. You know? I love it when it's the appropriate amount of cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But it is an unfinished series. Dropped my pen. Sorry. Just like fidgeting. A lot of times I'm like, oh, the series is unfinished. I'll wait. But no, this one was a really good book and I haven't heard anyone talk about it.
I think you tried to do that to me with Fourth Wing. You were like, I just don't, because
I knew that book hangover from Fourth Wing would be violent, and I was correct, but it was worth it. And yeah, my last book, all over Book Talk, and it's Slewfoot. It's like a witchy book by Brahm is the author. It is not my usual vibe, but I've heard like such rave reviews, and they were correct. It's a really good book. It's one of those ones where we said at the top of this, we don't pick up books for like the literary art. We pick them up for the vibes. This one was art. This one was well written. And it is like Salem Witch Trials-y New England. And there's a woman who's a widow, and she inherits her husband's property. The husband's family is really butthurt about it because they want the property. And so naturally they're like, what if she's a witch? But then also she potentially is doing some very witchy things. Innocently. She's not hurting anybody, but you know, she's just hanging out with an old god of the forest and making him flower crowns. And that makes it sound really lighthearted. It's not. It's a kind of dark, historical. The vibe is very much, oh, you want a witch? I'll give you a witch.
Oh.
And she does.
Who's afraid of little old me? You should be.
Precisely. And I think that's
That's it.
That's it. Just an hour of yapping your ear off.
But that's what a book club is, isn't it?
That's what a book club is. It's yapping.
It's yapping.
And this was a whole year of books. I think most of our episodes will be like 30-ish minutes.
How many books did you read this year?
I'm at like 52, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, so pick 10 from 52, right? I'm at 86.
That's so many.
It might be more, because I've read a couple things and haven't like updated them on Goodreads. It says 86. It's a lot of books, man.
It's a lot of books.
It's a lot of. Some of them I wish I could take back, but
I think starting this podcast, there might be more of those. But it's gonna be so fun.
It's gonna be the most fun.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us.
We haven't planned an outro.
We have not planned an outro.
Okay, well,
we've workshopped one for the actual episodes, but this one...
Yeah, we were just winging this one.
Okay, bye!
No. Okay, well, I'm Morgan.
And I'm Stevie.
And this has been the Unhinged Smut Book Club podcast.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
And we'll...
see you soon. Bye!
Bye!